Hey guys, what is going on? Happy 4th of July, and I want to welcome you back to the channel. And as you know, we are definite lovers of animals on this channel. I've had several cats that you guys have seen popping up in the videos over the last 10 or 11 years, and I'm the owner of quite possibly the world's most famous Welsh Pembroke Corgi, Ammo Dog. And you guys know about him. He just turned 10 years old, I believe, back in June, 9 or 10, somewhere around there, and he is doing awesome. And so anyway, when it comes to being a dog owner, there are lots and lots of things that I have purchased over the last couple of years, accessories, items. In fact, we even modified the back of our Honda Pilot for multi-dog transport, and that's a video that Gun Bunny P11 and I are going to feature here a little bit later on. So when it comes to owning multiple dogs, it can take a lot of time, especially when it comes to walks and all the care that you give them and so on. So when it comes to walking the dogs, I found out a way to basically cut my walking time in half and still give the dogs the type of activity that they need for the most part. And I've been very happy with this purchase that I made. So first of all, just out of full disclosure, this is not something given to me. I don't have an affiliate link for it. I have nothing I'm going to gain monetarily from it if you make a purchase of this particular item. So what we have here is available over on Amazon.com. It's $13.49. It's a limited time deal as of July 3rd, 2025. It's called the Double Dog Leash with 2 extra traffic handles. It's designed to handle 2 dogs between 18 and 120 pounds individually. And what I like about it is it does have reflective material built into it. So if you do those late night walks, this is going to flash a lot when headlights come up on you, especially if you walk in a dark area. And just overall, this thing is just designed for comfort. So I'm going to show you some video footage here in a little bit of me walking the dogs, and I'll kind of narrate it if the wind didn't buffer out the walk that I was giving. Otherwise, I'm going to voice it over and just kind of talk you through the walk. And what I love about this is trying to balance 2 dogs before 2 different leashes was a nightmare. They cross leashes all the time, run around, whatnot. I mean, and even if you have great leash control over your animal, there's times where they're going to get tangled and so on. So trying to use 2 different leashes, especially when I'm going down a trail and it's limited space, definitely not a lot of fun. So this really does, it's kind of a game changer when it comes to walking the dogs. It definitely makes life much easier from multi-dog ownership. And it does save you time because you can walk 2 dogs at one time, especially if you do like a 20 or 30 minute walk with 1 dog. And you want to be able to have a little bit better leash management. So let's just go kind of front to back, right? What do you get, or back to front, when you purchase this particular leash off Amazon? It does come in 5 different colors. It does get 4.6 out of 5 stars on 1,821 reviews, $13.49, and it's Prime available. You've got a nice heavy padded foam rear handle, and this thing is thick. This does a great job with really mitigating the shock that you feel when the dogs would happen to take off or launch, or just the fatigue that you feel in your hand. Now, I do mention when I'm walking the dogs in that later video that you guys are going to watch that after about 30-45 minutes I can start to get a little bit of hand fatigue, but I've also got 2 dogs that are very powerful dogs that are pushing over 50 pounds. 65 pounds, and they can generate a lot of pulling power when they're walking along. They're excited to be out in nature. They kind of tug me along because they want to go down that path and really see what's coming up, and they love going down trails. And so this does definitely reduce that fatigue. You've got a very sturdy, stable kind of brace right here that fuses the lanyard together, and you've got a nice, very resilient rope, okay? Actually has just a little bit of bungee give to it, not a lot, but a little bit. And then you've got another mounting point, which I sometimes use to pull back the dogs if I don't grab the handles and I want to pull them back. I can kind of get a bit of a grip on this plastic piece and pull them back. The hardware itself, it seems to be like a hardened steel material, a nice big clasp. It's got a good solid spring in it. This is not broken, and I've had both dogs pulling pretty hard in 1 or 2 directions on some of the walks that we've done. And if this would ever break, obviously I'm going to contact the manufacturer, and I would definitely send that back to get a replacement. But it's a very thick, it's a coated, painted, essentially it almost feels like a steel latch mechanism, which I really do appreciate. And then you've got your swivel buckle right here. And this allows the dogs to kind of crisscross and run over each other and jump over each other, and you don't get a tangled leash, which is something that drives me nuts when I'm trying to balance these dogs with 2 individual leashes. Okay, then you've got your bungee area right here. What's cool about this is it allows the dogs to kind of stretch out a little bit, gives them a little more freedom, but it also is a lot less fatigue for you. It's constantly going to be pulling back on the dogs, which provides some resistance, which does give them a better workout, and also kind of keeps the dogs back in check. And again, leash management really does depend on the dog owner. Also has that reflective material sewn into it. Then as we go towards the front here, we've got the pullback handles that you can use to restrain the dogs, and sometimes sometimes what I do when I'm picking up dog poop, which I'm not going to show you the pooping in the video, but I'll show you how we kind of manage that. I tend to put both handles in one hand, and then I'm able to pick up what I need to, kind of manipulate the bag and just do what I do with that and then carry on for the walk. Or if I want to keep both dogs nearby each other or back by me, I can grab this handle, I can simply pull back and grab it, pull dogs back towards me, and they're not going to get out of control, especially if there's other dogs coming at us. And like I said, we do a lot of trail walking, so sometimes they like the joggers that go by and the bicycles that go by, and it's a really nice way to manage them. And then you've got a nice set of matching buckles. Now, we've only had this set up for about 3 weeks, and I've used it on several walks, and the hardware seems to be holding up really good. Nothing is breaking, nothing's having any issues. These clasps are just a little bit smaller than the buckle that you have down here. I wish they would use this heavy-duty clasp on these two parts, but like I said, no problems, no breaking, no issues so far. And they are matching identical. They also have a lot of swivel points built into them. So all the swivel points are excellent because it's what prevents the tangles when you're walking your dog down the path. Then we just added the doggy bag holder here on the back for the poo, and that makes it easy to grab the bags when I need it. But I don't ever feel like it's hard to control the dogs. Now, if you've got dogs that really like to walk, or you've got one that's kind of the leader, they will definitely pull that other dog along, and I've noticed they definitely fool around a lot less because they're just constantly walking right by each other. And I've got two doodle mixed dogs that are just inseparable. They love to be together, they love to play together, they walk really well together, and so this has definitely been, like I said before, a major game changer in my walk. So let's just show you some walking footage real quick and show you what it looks like when the dogs are out walking, kind of show you what I do, and then we'll bring it back for a few final words. All right, hang tight. So as we begin our journey, the first thing I want to do is apologize in advance for wind noise. Let's just get this out in the open. If you're going to be walking two dogs, what you probably need to know is that if you've got big, powerful dogs, they're going to be generating twice the tugging force when it comes to the walk itself. So you want to make sure that you're not setting yourself up for physical failure, because if you've got a big, powerful dog and you multiply it by 2, you can sometimes run into some issues where the dogs are going to outpull you. So just keep that in mind. I'm more than capable of walking these dogs, so I don't have a problem with it. The dual bungee cords are excellent. So when these guys take off running in a particular direction, you don't get that kind of shoulder shock that you do if you've got a straight rope. When that rope comes to an end and those dogs are running. Now, don't get me wrong, if you've got good leash management with your dog, it's not even going to be an issue. What I really do enjoy about this leash, however, is the fact that I can walk both dogs at the same time, and this is cutting my walk times down basically in half right now, which is a great thing. So instead of walking one dog and then getting the other one, so you've got 3 dogs total, this is going to make it much simpler for me. I do like these handles that are down here, like I mentioned before. So when we're walking on the trails and there's people approaching us or people coming up behind us, I can actually grab both handles with one hand and hold the dogs near me and keep them close so I can keep them in check. Let's go, babe. I also try to have one dog that's kind of the leader dog that kind of pulls the other one along. It's also kind of nice if you have that sort of an option. Now, poop management 101, that could be a little bit interesting, but I will say this, I have a tendency to simply pull the dogs off to the side by pulling the leash. They go behind me, I pick up the waist, and we're all set to go. So for example, that's going to happen right now. She's doing the doogie dance, as I call it. We're gonna let her do her thing here for a second. So I always have bags in my pocket. It makes it a lot easier. But again, I love the dual leash just simply for the fact that it's comfortable and easy to walk both dogs, and I generally don't have to worry about them running off. All right, hang tight. All right, let's go. All right, so as for the actual leash itself, very, very comfortable. You've got a nice cushiony foam material on the handle, like I mentioned before. On an extended walk, say 45 minutes, I do feel a little bit of hand fatigue, but not a whole heck of a lot. But this is so cushioned that if the dogs do take off, it is easy to maintain the dogs. It doesn't wear your hands out too much. What I do love about it, though, is each dog can run in front of the other one, and you don't get the tangled lines like you do if you're trying to do this with 2 separate leashes. The hardware and the components feel solid. I have not had anything break or snap or bend. Now this little plastic bit right here is kind of nice. I can use that to kind of keep the dogs nearby. While it's not padded, it is kind of nice, this attachment point here, to kind of pull them back a little bit. Sometimes I use that to kind of manage them a little bit easier. So it's not like they're going to be 5 feet out in front of you every time you walk them with this particular leash itself. Again, it does have a lot of give, which makes it super easy to walk them. I think the tension it provides from the bungee cords also gives them maybe a little bit more of a workout because they're constantly being pulled back. And so after a nice, 30-minute walk, these guys are definitely ready for a nap. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is my take of the Double Dog Leash with 2 extra traffic handles. I'll put a link to this down in the description box down below. It's not an affiliate link. It's not a for-profit link. It's just a link so you can find this easily or get something comparable to it if down the road you're watching this video and it would happen to not be available. Like I said, they've got different colors that are out there also. And if you click on the link, you can see even more descriptions of all the features, but I kind of gave you more or less an overview of what you need to know. So it's, like I said, it's been great. Makes it very, very easy to take both dogs out for a walk. It also makes it easy when I'm loading and unloading from a vehicle. Just clip them both on before they both jump out, and it really does make it much easier for me to manage. So otherwise, I think that's about it. A couple things I want to tell you is that Thunder on the Prairie is going to happen this October. I'll be making a separate video about that to let you know where to sign up, what it's going to cost, what's going to happen, and so on. We'll get that out after the 4th of July so people can get their holidays taken care of, and we'll give you more information on that. Also, Gun Bunny P11 and I have transformed the Coffee Computers and More channel to Taste of Nebraska. And so Coffee Computers and More have been around for quite a while. There's a lot of videos on that channel, and it's going to be the same channel content-wise, but it's going to be changing the actual theme itself. So with Taste of Nebraska, Gun Bunny P11 and I are going to show you guys what the state is all about, what Nebraska has to offer. Going to different festivals and different park areas and different restaurants and different vineyards, and just kind of hitting the state and showing you what the state has to offer. It's not just going to be restaurant-based content, but more of what kind of culture does Nebraska have to offer you, because it kind of blows people's minds what they think about Nebraska as a flyover state versus when they actually get here. And trust me, guys, the east to west Interstate 80 route across Nebraska does not do the state justice. It really doesn't show you what the state has to offer. So we're going to be bringing you more of those videos. It's going to be a lot of outdoor-related content, as we both are very much into camping and hiking, bicycling, and things like that, and we'll be bringing that content to you. So please subscribe to that channel. It'll be at the end of this video. You guys will see the little picture of Gun Bunny P11 and I pop up. Click on that link, go like and subscribe. Also make sure you guys have subscribed to the Travis P11 channel. And I think that's about it. So we'll be bringing you a lot more content coming your way. So please make sure that you follow, mash that bell so you don't miss any notifications. Otherwise, I think that's about it. So anyway, guys, this is Travis P11. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Have a great 4th of July. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.